bang his head on the toilet, and three of them are in there now. This kid's supposed to hold rank too.
Mm.
Now I crush him because he's tiny. You know what I mean? I take him all through the cell, and three other dudes are there. Now I'm in cell 18.
Mm.
Now I'm with somebody that got beef with. Remember the kid, Steve?
Yeah.
So I'm with that kid. Boom.
Mm.
I'm living with him, and they got beef with him. So now
Right.
it's really I'm crossing a line.
The P1 riot happened.
Mad people had to go to that hole, so they shipped me out of that hole back to Shirley Hole. Sorry,
Okay.
Shirley Medium Hole. So I'm in there for like 2 months. I'm living there. I'm comfortable. Whatever. Go figure out what you got to do. I'm giving them time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they said, do what you got to do. Do it how you want it. I said, all right. I said, go figure it out. He goes and slashes Duffy.
But
So
he was named Twin.
that's Twin. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twin. Yeah.
Twin. So that's the one we
They
took
ripped
out.
my brother. You jumped him up, ripped him out of the shower.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the W Number, man. I got a great guest today, man. Somebody who I basically grew up with his brother. You know, I had a lot of personal experiences with him. He's from my area, and he handled his business like a man. But we're gonna get into his story, bro. That shit's epic. So, you know, tell us what your name is, man.
Jimbo Kelly. I'm here. Maddie, thank you for letting me on. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to start when I was young. You know what I mean? Messing around, smoking weed, drinking, ecstasy, acid, all that stuff. Didn't really get into the hard drugs till later. So knew you and your brother, because you guys hung out with my brother. Mental cases you guys were. You know what I mean? My brother's, you know, he's a tough kid. Never went upstate, but good kid. 18 years old. I catch a little 3-month bid, right? So I go to Barnstable. I'm 18. I'm still in high school, dude. So this is the summer of high school. I go to Barnstable. 3 months when you're 18 feels like forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm calling home. My mom's like, dude, thank God you're in there. I'm like, why, dude? And all my best friends got caught for the murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about. I'm not going to say no names, but
Right.
you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So it was kind of a blessing, but I kept going from there.
How old were you when that murder took place?
I was 18. I just turned 19.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So it's like 99, 2000 when it happened. You know what I mean? So they come in and all that stuff. But I get out. I keep going forward with, you know what I mean, getting high. And then I get into like harder drugs. Keep going. I get into more trouble. Bunch of county bids as we go. You know what I mean? Barnstable changed to the new Barnstable, so it was a lot different than the old jail. The old jail was smooth. New jail was a little bit different. It was a little bit tougher, but nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever end up going to the old Barnstable?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did 2 bids there.
Okay.
And the first bid, you know what I mean, hung out, went right to the pre-release area, go to the farm or whatever. You know what I mean? Remember back in the day, and then the next one was like a little bit longer. It was like a year, 18 months or something. Did like a year on that. And that wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? It's cakewalk. You're just hanging out with your buddies there.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So then I go to the real Barnstable, the new one, I should say. And, you know, after I did like 3 county bids there.
Right.
I got up to like almost a 3-year bid there. You know what I mean? Yeah. All for drugs, dude. Weed cases. And now this stuff's legal. It's crazy.
Right.
So I go all through that. Then I get into the harder drugs about 25, 26. I start doing dope, the pills, the dope. We go through that, getting into real trouble.
Were you in Barnstable with James, the CO that I smashed up?
Yeah, that's the biggest story ever.
Yeah.
Maddie took out this kid. He thought he was like some MMA fighter, tough kid. Maddie knocks him out, beat the whole entire Barnstable knows all about this. So it doesn't matter that what I say. Smashing computers, breaking sprinklers. It's an epic thing in that jail. Really epic. So I've always, you know what I mean? I always knew who you were. Then you go up for that because on it was a T number, right?
Yeah, I went
transfer.
Up first. Yep.
You know what I mean? Because you're a mental case, couldn't go nowhere, right? So then I get a state bid when I was like, I'd say 26, 27. I go on my first state bid for a bank robbery. You know what I mean? 5 to 7.
So what's this story with the bank robbery?
All right, so I'm getting high like crazy, right? I owe my connect mad bread. I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
He won't give me nothing, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do a bank right in my hometown.
Yeah.
You know what it is. It's crazy. So I go up there all masked out. I'm walking back and forth in front of the place. I finally do it. I get like 5 grand, right?
Mm.
So I take off. I get it. I get everything's done. Now I got 5 grand. I get high, whatever. 3, 4 days later, they already know who it is. The
Yeah.
cops said they knew how I walked. It was crazy, right? So we keep going forward. Oh, let me rewind. So I did gas station. You know where the Cumberland's is?
Which one?
The ones at the one at the Fork
In
Dennisport.
Yeah, yeah.
So I hit that like 3 weeks before, right? It was crazy. That was another one where I end up pulling out a samurai sword. It was nuts. That was a crazy one. I got a good amount of money on that one, right?
What is your neighborhood like, and what are the kids in your neighborhood like?
They're all like me. We smoke weed, we get high, we drink. You know what I mean? The Cape, like how people think of the Cape is like totally different. You know what I mean? They think it's a rich yuppie place. It used to be, don't get me wrong, but not my generation. We did whatever we wanted. We got high, and then it progressed to really getting deeper. Your generation and after, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a good place, but it gets a little crazy, and we all do our thing out there. We get high, we run around, and it's actually a weird spot to live. You know what I'm saying? It's not like what people think, dude.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
I
like,
no.
It's hard to explain it because it's like a small city, but you got houses and running around. You know what I mean? So I had fun though. I did have fun getting high, running around.
Yep.
So then we fast forward to all the drugs and stuff. The drugs is what kept me going to jail, in and out, and then just not caring about anything. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of drugs were these?
Mostly cocaine, crack. You know what I mean? And ecstasy and all that stuff. It was a crazy time. Then I get into the opiates. That's when I do my first state bid. You know what I mean? I got a 5 to 7 for that bank and the gas station all in one. Because so I do the bank. They know it's me. They raid my house. I'm not there. Hide the money, whatever. They find a pair of sneakers that matches that robbery. So I got 2 robberies now on that. So I get a 5 to 7. So I go upstate my first time. It was real easy. You know what I mean? I go to Plymouth Forestry. I get lugged for Suboxone. You know what I mean? Having fun there was a good stop.
Yeah.
So I get somebody definitely told.
Right.
I go to Old Colony. That's a little bit more of a real prison at this time, but it's still, you know what I mean, different than the max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's still people are getting in. We're all doing our thing, but then I go to Concord because they ship a bunch of people out of there to go to Concord, and Concord was a lot worse. You know what I mean? People are getting in.
People say that Concord's kind of like a minimum maximum security, or like a mini maximum security. Sorry.
Definitely is because they got Thunder Alley. People are taking people's shit. Real things are going on there, which it's more fun when you got chaos. I love chaos.
Oh yeah.
My whole life has been chaos.
Yep.
And I thrive in it. Now I'm a little bit slower. 43 years old now, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's getting a little bit better. But I love the chaos in there. I'm always in the mix, selling something, grabbing something. So then I decided to get K2 sent in, obviously. You know what I mean? Because that's the biggest thing popping at this time. Suboxone's nobody wants them. So
let me ask you about the K2 real quick. So you say you decided to get it sent in. Were you looking into the recipe and trying to figure it out with people on the block and doing all that shit?
Oh yeah, everybody's got a scheme on how to do something. Who's better at it? They know this, they know that. So I have my people look it up, obviously. Then things are going good. I got it coming in pretty regularly. Then I force it because I owe so much for Suboxone.
Right.
I'm like, let's go. I say, all right, 10 pages is soaking wet. The girl's like, are you crazy? I'm like, I don't care. Boom. It comes in. I get lugged to the max. Well, I go to the hole, sitting there for like 2 months. I'm like,
so you get caught for the K2?
Finally, I got it in like 5-6 times. Boom.
Okay.
Finally get caught for the K2. This is where I go to the max. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm in the max, chilling. I get to the gray side, M1, right? I start hanging out with a couple guys, C-dubs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? One of them, great guy, still love the kid to death.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got away too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So this is the good part, right? So
this is where
I want to get into it. So you go up there. You're not a C-dub, correct?
No.
You're from the Cape.
Yep.
Where are these guys from?
One's from Lynn one's from Taunton.
Okay. And you gravitated towards them. Do you think it was just because they were like you?
Yeah. They were definitely more like me. The kid that was from Taunton, he's still my good friend. So he's definitely like me. Loved the kid to death. So the other kid was with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they were always together. You know?
Yep. Did they put in work? Like, were you witnessing them? Like, did you hear about these guys, in other words, and like see how they were moving and like be like, damn, I want to get in there?
Let me get back to something. So
Okay.
I get shipped out of Barnstable, and I go to Essex when I'm doing like a 2-year bid or something. Now these kids get it in Essex. They run the fucking show. So I'm like, wow, these kids are actually all right. So when I get up, everything looks good on paper, Matty, but it's not what it is for these kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? They spit a good game at first. Then I seen the gutter. You know what I mean? I'm in it. I know, and I'm not no clown, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? I get in with these kids. I think they're good kids. Literally, it's on paper. It looks good. You know what I mean? No structure, no nothing, Matty, right?
Right.
So then, first things first, my boy ends up knocking somebody clean out for a situation, right? So this is how I really got with them. I go, the kid's knocked out on the ground, right?
Yep.
My boy knocks him out cold. Now it's my cell. It's right there. So I go in. I plan on just going to my cell. His head's there. Obviously, a mush comes too, right? Bang. We both go to the hole with cellies. Now I'm down with them because that's the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So one of the kids that we were with was no good. I never knew it until we got to the hole.
Right.
And then the general of the camp is in the hole. He's also a good dude, but kind of doesn't know how to run the show. You know what I'm saying? Great guy. So I'm not going to get too crazy with that.
I don't want to dig into anything you don't want to talk about, but at the same time, what you say, he's a good dude, but he didn't know how to run the show. Kind of, elaborate just what you meant by that.
All right, because they're all about getting high. They don't give a fuck if they're robbing their boys, taking from the next guy. And he kind of lets that go. You shouldn't, if you're going to be the general and run the show how it's on paper, do what's on the paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not really doing what he is, but at heart, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
So suboxone changes people, you know what I'm saying, when they're in prison.
Right.
Now that they're giving out, it's a whole different scheme. I'll get to that on my next one.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the hole. I catch a DDU ticket because of the shot, you know what I mean? I kick them, pretty much, they say. I only tapped them, dude, right? So I'm in there, I'm like, come on. I'm in there for like 4 months, right? Now, the big fight happens in, what was that, N1 or N2?
Which, with the cops?
No, with your boys. With
with Shavink.
Exactly.
Okay,
that
up in the hallway.
Yes.
Okay,
remember, it was like a big thing. So
the P1 riot happened.
Mad people had to go to that hole. So they shipped me out of that hole back to Shirley Hole, Shirley Medium Hole. So I'm in there for like 2 months. I'm living there. I'm comfortable, whatever. I'm thinking I'm going to DDU.
Right.
So I'm like, word, I don't care. I don't have to deal with the chaos. Let's go. So now I beat the DDU ticket. They send me back. Within 5 seconds of being back, I get a kite. You know how it is, right? Kite comes under, you got to move on this dude. He's no good. Now, this person was supposedly one of the top guys, Matty, right? So I think I was with your brother at the time. So you already know how he gets down.
Right.
Mental case. And he wasn't really with us at the time. You know what I'm saying? So
let me ask you just, real quick, right? What was Ryan's, what was he saying to you about, getting down with the C-dubs or how they were moving and what his views were on that shit at the time?
He really didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to be with you.
Yeah.
But certain elements couldn't happen at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he says, you know what I mean? He's a soldier.
Yeah.
That kid is, you know what I mean? He's a twin. He's a soldier. So he says, listen, I'm getting in this and I'm going to change things. I'm going to be about it. So he wants structure in it. He wants to get it right. You know what I mean? That's in his head.
Right.
And he can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did change a lot of shit with these kids. And, you know, he's a dog. So we're in the cell. We get the kite. Boom. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just got here. I got to move on this kid. He's like, dude, we got to do it. Right? So I go in there. I tell the kid, I'm like, listen, we got to get in. I don't give a fuck. Go figure out what you got to do. I'm giving him time. You know what I mean? Because they said, do what you got to do. Do it how you want it. I said, all right. I said, go figure it out. He goes and slashes Duffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, remember that? The kid with the tattoo on his jawline?
Well, he has one now.
Yeah.
I tell you that.
But
so,
he was named Twin?
That's Twin. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Twin. Yeah.
Twin. So that's the one we
They
took
ripped
out.
my brother, you jumped him up, ripped him out of the shower.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this fight.
Ryan, so the kid's scared to death.
Yeah.
Because he knows I'm with your brother.
Yeah.
He's already scared of me. Now I got your brother. I'm in fucking amazing shape. Ryan is just, he's amping me up. I'm amping him up. Ryan's like, listen, we're going to kill this kid. Yeah. So the kid dials the IPS. He calls the IP on himself because he cuts the kid Duffy.
Oh,
and the kid Duffy goes to a cell like nothing.
So
leaking.
He cut him on the rec deck, right?
Yes.
So did he do that, do you think, because it was a stunt?
On purpose. It was a stunt. Major stunt. Yeah. Everybody knows it. So he goes to the rec deck, this kid. The kid Duffy's trying to fish something on the wire. You know what it is, right? So he's bent down. Boom, slices his face. Kid's leaking. Cops don't give a fuck. Duffy runs through his face, bang, his cell. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
So the kid's like, he's nervous as fuck. He don't know what to do.
Right.
Me and Ryan are getting our shit together so we can go to the hole. We know we're crushing them now.
Yeah.
So, it's like 5 minutes to go. Game time. You already know when it is. Yeah. Game time. Let's go. So Ryan just looks at him. This kid runs to go in the shower. Ryan rips him out of the shower. We're fucking killing this kid. We're crushing him, right?
Yeah.
The kid runs into a cell. We're pulling out the cell, beating the shit out, and we're killing him. Kid's hiding under the table at this point.
Yeah.
Ryan is an animal. Your brother, you know how he gets, right? He is so amped up. I can't even get in the way. I'm over there hitting him in his legs, hitting him in the stomach, just because he does what he does.
Right.
So we go to the hole. He doesn't even get down yet at this point. He doesn't even get down until I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we go to the hole. We're in the hole for a while, doing 100 burpees a day. I'm dying after 20, puking. This kid keeps going. He's a soldier. Right. Burpees and burpees and burpees. That's all we do. We get high.
Oh, I know. I did them with Ryan. Ryan used to have me mad, bro. We'd be working out on the rec deck, right? Trisets, everything. So it'd be, one exercise to a different exercise to a different exercise. So you got 3 different things back to back to back. And you just go in rotation. You don't take no breaks. So you just keep on going and going and going, bro. And we're going. It'll be like an hour and a half. And I'm like, Ryan, bro, I'll be getting, tired. And he'll be like, come on, bro, what are you, a pussy? And I'm like, yo, I will fuck you up, bro.
That's it.
Yeah. And I don't want to quit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to quit and let him one up me, bro. Yeah. So I'm going, but I'm mad, bro. Yeah. So I'll be talking shit. And everybody on the whole block used to be like, yo, that's Maddie Ryan. He'd be just button heads.
So let me say something about these two, right? It's like a major competition to be who's tougher, stronger, all of it, right? At this time. Now things have calmed down, I know. But it's always it's crazy. So we're in the hole. We come out of the hole. We go to M2 at the time, because P1 is done because of they're doing something over there, right? So we're upstairs. I get another kite. I've been there for like 3 or 4 days. No, probably 2 weeks. Me and Ryan are chilling, getting high, having fun. We're establishing ourselves. We got things going on. You know what I mean? We got solo. Ryan's checking everybody for solo. We got everything going on. Everything's good. You know what I mean? We're starting to get a store going. Boom, I get another kite. I'm in school, so this kid Squirrel is up there. He's no good for the C-dubs. So I got to move on him. Right. That's it. You know what I mean? It's game time again. Now, I'm already two fights deep. I've been in this thing for fucking what, 4 months? Come on now, can I fall back?
Right.
I can't even have a meal.
You get into 2 fights, but are you gonna taking orders from somebody? Like, is someone like, yo, you got to take care of this shit?
Yeah. Yep.
Damn. What would be the consequences if you were like, you know what, bro? I just got out of the box. This is my bid. Go fuck yourself, or you can handle that shit when you see him.
I'm probably gonna have to fight these kids.
So
you know how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I know they're too stupid to give up. But
and listen, they would try to fight me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not. We'll get to the end where it didn't go good. So
right.
then I get in a fight in the school because they say go move on the kid. I'm like,
yep.
Ryan, I gotta go. So everything, he's like, dude, don't even do it. It's whack. We'll just crush all these kids when we see them.
Right.
Word, because he's kind of like trying to get me out of it at this time.
Yeah.
But he's like, you know what? Go ahead, do it, because he does. You know what I mean? Me and him we're tight. That's my boy.
Yeah,
bro. I love that kid to death.
You guys are homeboys.
You know what I mean? And I love you too. You know what I mean? But Sellies it's a different thing when you live with somebody 24 hours a day, especially in there. You know what I mean? So he's like, bro, just go do it. Come back. We'll chill. All right. Go up there. I crush this kid from behind, right? I break my wrist, Maddie, dude. It's the funniest thing, right? Because everybody's watching now. You know where the school is. Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Right? So I crush him. Ah. Now I got to get him in a headlock because I don't want him to move on me.
Yeah.
Now, I happen to get him in a headlock this way. His body's this way. So my hand's literally broken. I'm just tapping him, right? So everybody says, like, why were you tapping him? I'm like, bro, I broke my wrist. I got to do something. Got to make it look good. You know what I mean?
Okay, smacks like.
Right, he was so whack, right? So that was a whack one because the kid, he didn't have a chance anyways. But, you know, I ended up breaking this wrist, so it was bad, dude. That was a bad consequence, right?
Right.
You know how it is when you break a limb. It sucks, dude. So then I go to the hole 10 days, whatever, get bailed out. I go down to get, you know, you told everybody about how getting bailed out of the hole is, right?
Yeah, I haven't really got into it too much yet, but bailing out, I mean, I guess you would just explain it if you...
All right, so you can get out early out of the hole if it's too full. So they'll come, hey, you want to go here, you want to go there. I'm like, send me anywhere, I don't care. So I go down to N1. Boom, Maddie's there. Were you there at the time, or did you come after?
I might have came after.
I think you came after
because I was in DDU.
Yeah,
I think at the time.
You were. Yep.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
I was in
regular
SDP.
Yep. SDP.
And then I came out, and remember that was when the beef with GS was gonna happen and all that.
Yeah.
And dudes, your boys were gonna ride with us.
Yep.
On that shit.
And it was going to be serious.
That was going to be bad.
That was going to be crazy.
Remember we had the war band and shit, and Dylan and them were like literally coming to my door with like I'm talking about weapons. You know what I mean?
Listen,
big old weapons. Talking about you could beat somebody with the flat of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ronnie, that kid can make a knife. I'm telling you that, and he always had them. God bless. He always had them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude was an animal. So I like the dude. He was a good dude, you know, bullshit.
Yep.
So we all got bangers. We're all ready to fucking go to war. They kind of want it at the time, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then once they see how strong we are together, no way, they don't want it, right?
So who are you talking about real quick, just because I want to clarify. You say they want to go to war. Who wants to go to war?
You don't remember that? You weren't there then.
Yeah, I might not have been there.
So we were all going to get in a fight. Yeah. A bunch of black dudes, C-dubs, and the Boyers were like, you know what I mean, coming together. We weren't totally together, but we were like, hey, listen, it's not going to happen this way. Because it was like a good group of, I got to say they were Bloods. You know what I mean? So there was and one of them was white. So they wanted it, but then they kind of did it. Okay, so now at this point, then you come down, right? So you're in the block, we're kicking it, chilling. You're upset because I'm with these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, what did you do, bro? And I'm like, yeah, man, it sucks because now I'm getting into the nitty gritty with these kids.
Yeah.
And they suck.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, I'm going to say one of these kids came into the hole in my cell at the time when I just beat up Squirrel. And this kid sucked. He was like one of the worst, and he was high up. And I'm like, how is this kid even holding rank? Dude?
Yeah.
And
he sucked with a B.
Thank you. Dude, horrible.
The general.
Disgusting. Right? So I'm in there. I'm horrified. I'm like, this is the caliber of dudes they're putting down.
Right.
Not putting down, up there.
Right.
So holding rank.
How do you get a rank in the C-Dubs?
Stealing drugs, probably beating people up. You know what I mean? Lame shit, really. It looks good on paper, dude. And they try to take, like, things from other things and put it in this.
Right, right.
In this creed. And it's not what it comes out to be.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the hole with this kid and I'm horrified. I'm like, no way am I going to be down with these kids anymore.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Word.
So I'm trying to break ties with these kids.
Mm.
Now I'm in N1 with you. I got Sweeney over there. Sweeney's like, dude, you got to get, because Sweeney's my
Right.
boy since we were 10 years old. This
Yeah.
kid's doing a long time. He ain't with nobody, but he's like, listen, you're not going to be with these kids. So it starts to be a little tight with me and these C-dubs because they know I'm trying to break up away from them.
Mm.
So now...
Have you voiced any of these opinions to them?
Yes.
And who,
heavy.
Okay, so you were talking to them. Kind of explain what the conversation went like.
All right, so one of my boys that I got into the first fight, I said, listen, what is going on with these dudes? Everybody's stealing stuff. Now, I got stuff going on because our boy on the green side,
Yeah.
homeboy from, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. I got things going on for a little bit, but they're just taking anything they can and not even paying me back. And I'm a homeboy. Come on, you know what I mean? So it really hurt my pride because I'm like, dude, these kids aren't moving right. They're all about getting high, and yeah, I love to get high, but I'm not gonna fuck over my boy, especially
Right.
somebody I'm supposed to be a brother to.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't even do that to somebody that I don't like.
Right.
For real, because I'm not gonna go steal drugs to keep my thing going, especially in prison, because I tried to keep my name 100% even when I was with these kids.
Word.
You know what I mean? So it comes out, me and Maddie start talking. I try to break away from these kids. Now these kids want to kill me at this time, right? So we're in the yard. Remember the yard one time?
Yep.
Literally, Maddie says, cross that line and you're done. You know what I mean? So it was...
Explain the whole situation.
All right,
so that we know.
now they're mad. There's like 6 of them there. They're mad at me because I want to get out of there. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to be with you guys.
Right.
And we had big talk. Oh, I forgot about this. So the little kid with all the tats,
Yep.
remember him?
Yep.
So he tells me that I have to be on rec at all times. I'm sleeping in. I don't care.
Right.
What you're not going to tell me what to do. I don't care. I don't know. I'm older than the kid.
Yeah.
You're not telling me what to do. I get it. We're in this thing together, but you're not bossing me around.
Right.
So, because that's the angle where it's coming now.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, no way. This
Right.
is not. We're supposed to be in this together to do good things. You know what I mean? To be united in case something happens.
Right.
Serious things can happen.
Oh yeah.
At times, you know what I mean? I guess I know you've already got into it because I've seen it. How things can get.
Right.
These kids are mad now because I beat up the kid with the tats that day because I'm so mad. So I crushed the kid.
So what happens with that situation?
Nothing.
Right, but you beat him up. What happened when you beat him up?
So I beat him up. I take him. I tear him all through the cell. Bang his head on the toilet. And 3 of them are in there now. This kid's supposed to hold rank too. Now I crush him because he's tiny. You know what I mean? I take him all through the cell. And 3 other dudes are there. Now I'm in cell 18. Now I'm with somebody that got beef with. Remember the kid? Steve?
Yeah.
So I'm with that kid. Boom. I'm living with them, and they got beef with him. So now it's really I'm crossing a line.
Yeah.
Because I want to get away from them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's nonsense. They're horrible people at heart. It's not even like they want to do good at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you beefed with that kid just because you were bumping heads over the C-dub shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get a picture of just how things are moving. So you're bumping heads like that.
I'm not taking orders from another man.
Right.
I'm me. I stand on my own, bro. Yes, I wanted to be with these kids. I thought they was about something because in Middleton they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no drugs there, so they hold things together. You know what I mean? For the white guys.
Right.
So I was really in it with them once I got there. You know what I mean? And I thought it was how it was in Middleton, but it wasn't. You see, once you get into something, you really see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? To the nitty gritty.
Right.
So I now I'm starting to beef with these kids separately. So I beat that kid up. Now they come to my cell 3 deep. I'm like, whatever you want to do, kids. But they're like, no, oh yeah, he was in the wrong, this and that. So they're going against their top guy, one of their top guys now because of me. So I'm like, all right, I might be able to change this thing, Maddie.
Right.
I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, all right, I can. And one of my other boys got down too. You know who I'm talking about.
You can say his first name.
All right, Brian.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, BI. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he gets into it too, but he wants to get away right away. And I'm like, bro, we can change this thing. We can, because me and Brian, we're tough kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like, bro, we can change this thing. We can make it about something. You know what I mean? And that's in my head kind of the whole time. I'm like, I want to change it. I want things to go right. Maybe these kids will listen. They don't listen.
Just to give a kind of a picture of this gang, how many of you guys were there up there at the time?
They're getting pretty deep, dude. They're coming up from Middleton, like, and they're pretty deep, Matty.
Yeah.
They're gonna have like at least 5, 6 on every block, and that's a lot on one side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it gets more and more, and now they're like filling a whole unit with these
Yeah.
kids. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Remember they
Yep.
put them all in the same
P1.
unit.
Yep.
They put them in P1, and there's got to be 30 of them on the unit.
Yeah.
Now that day we were in the yard. Maddie's not taking no shit from these kids. There's about 7 of them. Maddie's checking all of them. Don't cross a line. He's telling them, you're telling them literally, don't cross a line in the sand. And they don't. They don't do nothing. Now, 2-3 days go by. This is what happens. This is how I get out of this, right? So 2-3 days go by. I'm waiting. Now I'm with the kid, Stevie. I'm in cell 18. I'm waiting on him. Dude, of course. So your boys are helping me out, Sobos and stuff like that, because I'm not with these guys now.
Right.
So they don't want no part of me. They know.
Right.
They're trying to give me violations, saying, "Oh, we're just gonna put you down as a violation." I'm like, bro, you're not doing nothing to me, dude.
Right.
I'm like, if you want it, let's get it now. You know what I mean? So
what does a violation consist of?
Usually punches in the guts,
Really?
this and that. If you're up there as like a cap, because they try to do it as like a rank in like the military almost,
Right?
Captain, sergeant, and all that. So they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take your rank," and I was like the sergeant at the time, and I just got in this thing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm only like 5 months into it, Maddie. You know what I mean? So then the kid, they amp him up. The kid doesn't want to fight me for days. They amp him up. Now,
so he's supposed to fight you because you won't take a violation?
yes.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get away.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I just want to get out. I don't want to mess with you guys. And I'm telling them this every day. But they have blood in, blood out. They have to do something.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, let's go. Let's get it. We can get in the cell, do whatever. Days go by. Nobody wants to fight. And they know I got people behind me at this time because
I was a part of this whole thing.
You were a part of it.
Yep.
Mainly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was making sure because what was going on behind the scenes
behind the scenes, you can...
So what was going on behind the scenes is we would all end up in that Kid Red cell.
Yes.
And, you had all the other kids that were there at the time, Joey and all them. And I like Joey. And he's actually been on my channel.
Good kid.
Yeah, so he'll be coming back, I think, Joey. But he was one that I respected. And he actually had a voice of reason for you, like, he was taking what I said. Like, he was gonna listen to what I said because he respected the fact that I knew how to move, bro. And I'm not just telling him this shit because I don't feel like them doing certain things. I'm telling him because this is the way it's gotta be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if it doesn't happen like that, obviously, then I'm just gonna react right away. I'm not gonna give you time to think about this shit. And they know that, so that's why you just either gonna listen. You don't want to bump heads because you're just gonna have to fight me, whatever. So they're just like, whatever, yeah. So they're like, we're gonna have to jump them. It's just the way the C-dubs move. And I'm like, no, you're not jumping him, period.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. If you jump him, I'm jumping in.
Exactly.
And then when I jump in, my boys are going to jump in, and then we could just have a beef like that. And so what ended up happening was what ended up happening.
All right, so they don't want it at this time because behind the scenes, I'm not allowed to hear all this stuff that you guys got going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're trying to talk to you without me there saying stuff. So that's all coming out. You know what I mean? Now, I know about this, but you know what I mean? I hear about it after. So Maddie's ready to really crush everybody that wants to jump me. So these kids are kind of scared. So the kid, Devin, he comes, he got me. He suckers me. Now, we're wrestling, we're all over the place.
Did you know that this was going to be the time? And what time of day did it happen?
Right after wreck, I'm sick as a dog, Matty.
Yeah.
nobody got nothing for me, right?
Right.
And I kind of know it's coming.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
You didn't know it was coming though.
No, I didn't, but I know like they want it. They want it. It's been 4 or 5 days where I'm like, listen, whatever you guys want to do, you guys are holding court. It's getting thick.
So
right?
We knew it was coming. I thought
you did.
Knew. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that day.
So when we were coming in, I think it was from Yard or something.
It was Yard.
And we were coming in, and everybody was kind of like, this is gonna happen tonight. And that's how I knew to make sure that you didn't get jumped, because it was gonna be Devin and I think Red. Devin and Red were gonna jump you, and I was like, absolutely fucking not.
No.
Yeah. And then that happened with Devin. So you guys came over, but I remember seeing it and thinking like, yeah, I just moved up a little bit just to make sure people see me there. But
I seen you.
Yeah,
I seen you. But one person because listen, if I don't crush somebody, Maddie, I feel I take it out. I don't care. So we're going at it. And I'm feeling like shit, so I'm not killing this kid. But I'm holding my own. I don't care. You know what I mean? We're going at it. We're in here, there. We go all over that unit pretty much.
Right.
I think I got sprayed that day because I wouldn't stop. So one of my best friends I grew up, he's in this thing, right? I feel he should have got into it, but he's with these kids.
Right.
So he doesn't, right?
Right.
So on the way out after this, we go all at it. I get sprayed. Now I'm on the way out and I'm pissed because he's right there. I look him in the eyes and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, you did good. And actually he did hit me. I forget about this. He did, my boy did hit me. I gotta say, he did. He said, yo, it's time. And I'm thinking no, because they ain't gonna want to do it. I'm figuring they're gonna let me really walk away at the time. I'm thinking because of everything that's going on, you're there. All your boys are going to be obviously behind you. You know what I mean? Right. And there's a couple other dudes that I'm cool with that know, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get out of this thing, and they want me out of it, so they're not going to let me get jumped. So then it happens, and on the way out, I obviously see him, and I'm like, dude, really? And he's like, you did good. Yeah, all right, kid. I'm dope sick out of my mind, and this kid's still breathing. See you later, kid. Right. You know what I mean? So I go to the hole for that. Now, when I'm up there, now I got fights in every block. I got a stay away in every block, they say. You know what I mean? Enemy in every block. They're sending kites every day saying, don't come back. I'm like, dude, I'm coming down there, bro. So now the IPs see it, right? Because these guys are just sending crazy notes all the time. So I go to G2. It's a fallback block. They say it's PC. It's
where G2?
G2.
No, it's not PC. It's they send a lot of guys that were dropouts from the C-dubs or got terminated like you did to there, but you didn't get terminated. You chose to depart and took a termination.
Thank you very much. So it's a whole different. They didn't take me out for a reason. I walked away for a reason. I had to blood in, blood out. I had to fight. No matter what, I was fighting somebody. But Maddie said I was not getting jumped, and your voice is thick up there. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's going to be the way he wants it somehow, and it's correct. You know what should be going on up there. You know what I mean? And how it should be run. So, and your boys do it right, boys. Everyone, I've met plenty of them, been with them, and they all like me. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a good dude. I know what to do up there. I do move right. So I'm glad I got away from these kids, right? So then...
Let me ask you some questions about just the gang life in the MAC. Recruiting, right? Let's just start with recruiting. You go in there, you're not a C-dub, and you become a C-dub. You know, what is the allure to the C-dubs? Why does somebody want to become a C-dub?
Well, on paper, they say, hey, we're all together. We help each other out. You'll never be alone. Things like that. And in my head, I'm just coming to the mat. I don't know what it's like, Maddie. So I'm like, all right, this sounds good. I can be with people, da-da-da-da. Now, it really does sound good. All right, you got protection. You're going to be taken care of no matter what. We're all together. And it's just it feels like a tight-knit thing on paper, like I keep saying. But it's not that, dude, right? And they didn't even ask me. They just said I was with them, dude, because of my boy knocking this kid out, and I step on the dude's head.
Damn, I never knew that. Yeah. Right? So they didn't even ask you if you wanted to be down. They just said you're down, and then you basically just...
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like, hey, I'm trying to get with these kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like all of them. Like, there's like 3 or 4 of them in there, and they're actually moving right. But this kid twin was totally
Yeah.
no good. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's why me and Ryan ended up taking him out.
Mm.
And then, so
After you get to G2, what's G2 like over
this
there?
is the greatest place I've ever been to.
Right.
Now in the prison, I get 3 kites under my door as soon as I get there. Right, Suboxone and every one of them. Hey, Jimbo, we're falling back. We don't want no problems because they were hearing about. You know what I mean? I was getting it over there.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I got a couple other fights in the cells with these kids. Couple other fights. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Before you got over there, or when you got?
Before I got over there, I was
Okay,
like
yeah.
in M1. I got in a couple fights. And and 2, I got in a couple cell fights. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm holding my own, and I'm not just holding my own. I'm hitting them down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then,
What was your mind state, while you were up there? You said, because I know, I just want to clear it up for people, because you said, like, you got down, one of the perks was protection. Did you feel like you needed protection, or did you feel like it was just cozy to have it?
No, it was kind of cozy to have it. Plus, they were trying to say it was like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be a family, tight knit. You know what I mean? Get like a family, bro. Like they kind of portray it the way you guys go, but they run it as a hierarchy, which
Right.
it shouldn't be. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So,
And how does somebody get a general rank? Like, if you were gonna become a general, how do you work your way up that shit? I mean, I know you said
Yeah.
it was like stealing drugs, but on like some
Yeah.
real shit, you just have to keep on putting in work.
they put in work in Middleton. They get it in.
Okay.
So that rank pretty much follows them up there, and then they'll just establish it and say, "Listen, I'm a captain. I'm this. I'm that." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you didn't do anything to get that, anyways.
Right.
They'll just say it. It's
Wow.
weird. So I became a sergeant, and I was only up there for like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know
Yeah.
like the hierarchy at the time, and I'm like, all right, whatever. It sounds good. You know what I mean?
Right. Dudes that haven't been up like that, just they don't realize, because they get up there and they just see that there's mad numbers on this shit. They see dudes are sticking together, kind of, but you know what I mean. They don't take the time to just see how dudes are moving first before they jump into something. They just see the reputation you can get, the rank. You know what I mean? Being involved in something that means something. Like, it all feels like it means something until you're in it for a while, and then you see all the fuck shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. Hands down. There's so much nonsense with these kids. I was like, what am I doing? Because I'm not about the little nonsense they was doing, stealing drugs, not fuck. It just, everything was like a weird thing to me. It wasn't what I wanted. But when I first got there, I was like, oh, and I got into it too quick. I should have felt it out. You know what I'm saying? More
absolutely.
than I did. But I didn't. I jumped right into it because I don't think sometimes. I get right into things. You know what I mean? Just like fights, I get right into them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have nothing but love for you and your brother. It's crazy because on every sense you guys have been there for me. You know what I mean? And we've been together since we were. You guys were always with my brother. I always knew you kids.
Yeah.
And then you guys were there for me big time. Both of you guys. Even when Ryan went to, you know what I mean, be a C-dub, he still was, you know what I mean, repping for me, saying, listen, I like Jimbo, da-da-da-da. He never, you know what I mean? I don't think really anybody badmouthed me because I was already gone, so I don't know.
Nah, nobody did. But at the same time, so you go to G2, and when do you hear about Ryan becoming a C-dub?
Dude, I don't hear about it for like 3 months I'm over there, right? So first I get there, 3 kites come to my door. Everybody wants to fall back. I'm like, word, all right, cool. Because I want to fall back now.
Yeah.
Like, this is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So I'm over there I'm chilling. I got things going on, this, that, the third. I get, one day they're like, I have no celly for like a month. Now they say, listen, you're getting a celly. I'm like, who the fuck is it? Right? So they say his name. It's one of the biggest guys who's getting Suboxone in the whole camp.
Yeah.
You know who it is?
Yeah.
Starts with an E?
Yeah.
So
EK, I'll say EK.
EK.
Yeah.
He comes into the cell, dude, right?
Damn.
And I'm on the bottom bunk. I'm like, yes, kid.
Yeah.
Word, things are gonna happen, kid,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, dude, I want the bottom bunk. Is it okay? I'll take care of you. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? He's older than me.
Yeah.
I respect that type of thing.
Right.
He's like, I'll give you some, right? And then he hands me 5 strips. I'm like, you want me to make your bed, bro? Because this is serious. I'm like, what do you... Yes, whatever you want, kid. Let's... You know what I mean? Now he's got everything going on. There's people at that door 24 hours a day, and we're only out 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How
Kites
much money
everywhere.
do you think he was making at a time?
That kid made more money than dude. Every week we ate every night. There's big bags of food, sneakers, everything. Dude, we got 3 or 4 TVs at one time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't even know why we have them.
Right.
It's crazy. So now,
living with the plug, that's the fucking
dude, it was
business
crazy.
right there.
It was
That's the best time.
best thing that ever happened to me. Right. So now I'm in there chilling. I'm laid back. I don't care. I got every morning. He does like a half a strip.
Yeah.
He throws a quarter in the thing. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "Yo, wake up!" And I'm like, "Dude, just let me sleep." He's like, "No, this is either going now or later. now or nothing." Right? Right?
I'm up.
Bang off the bunk. Let's go. Right. So then the day starts. It's great over there. It's a breath of fresh air. Now, I hear about Ryan getting down, and I forget what he did. Who did he get into it with?
Bro, I don't know. It's 25 different people. Fucking,
I think they just let him in.
he'd been putting in work.
Oh, he was the whole time.
Yeah,
but I don't even
40.
think they just said it. Hey, you're gonna be one no matter. And he wanted it, and he was gonna try to really make things right because I know how his mind is. You know what I mean? He's not just going over there to be in something that's not going to be right. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it caused the biggest issue ever, bro. As soon as I heard he was down, I wrote them crazy letters to.
I heard everything was going crazy. Maddie did not want this to happen. You know what I mean? Whatsoever, because he seen how things were going, and I don't think Ryan heard about the whole situation with us and everything. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
I don't think he did.
I just know that those dudes are a case waiting to happen for anybody that's a real dude because they don't have the brains to do things like you know they instead of moving on guys in the block in their cell, they wait until a yard movement and then they have 2 different dudes terminated in the yard at the same time, and they all go to DDU. So 4 guys. So instead of losing just the 2 guys that you jump, you lose the 2 guys you jumped on terminated, and you lose the 4 guys or 5 guys that were involved in jumping those 2 guys that go to DDU for several years. Then you take the actual president that's still there, and then they're like, yeah, we can't have this happen, ship him to Florida. They ship their biggest dude to freaking Tennessee or whatever it was.
Guys are gone.
Yeah, everybody's gone.
For one person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They never just do it in the cell like you say. They wait for 5 minutes, let's get him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's called getting it on the floor or something like that.
Exactly. You have to put in work in front of people for some reason. You can never just do it behind doors and talk about things behind doors. It's like they want to be shown. They want to be out there, which they shouldn't. It should be behind closed doors, bro.
Every time I got into a fight, it would either be in a cell or fucking on the rec deck, somewhere the cops aren't going to see it, especially right away. And if it was on the tier, it was just because it had to be on the tier. Like something happened. You know what I mean? But I don't ever want to get caught for fighting. Number one, what if something happens?
Exactly.
Kid hits his head or something.
Bro,
you don't want that to be on camera.
He's gone. You know what I mean? And that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? Especially up there. People catch cases all the time like that, dude. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So let's get back to G2. So boom, I'm up there. There's a bunch of dudes that are terminated from the C-dubs. You know what I mean? But I'm all cool with them. Everything's going good. Now, they want to ship me out of there, bro. Now they want to bring me down to Plymouth House of Correction.
Why?
Because now my points go down because I've been over there chilling, not getting in trouble. So now it's like a year into it, and I'm like, what? I'm not going nowhere, dude. I got the best thing going. They're like, it's either that or you go to the hole. So now I'm going to lose it either way. Damn. Eddie's like, yo, listen, just go down there. You're going to get out of there. I'm going to, you know what I mean, show you how to get out of there. So I go down there. I'm in like some drug block for like 2-3 weeks. I have my people send me something in the mail, K2. Boom, I'm out of there. Word. I sit in the hole for like a month and a half. The hole sucks over there. You got nothing. It's like being in Barnstable, but worse. So I'm in there. Now they ship me back to Walpole one day. I'm like, they send something under my door. They're like, you're out of here today. I'm like, where the fuck am I going? They send some crazy address, but it's Walpole. Then I'm like, why am I going back to Walpole? They're like, listen, we're sending everybody that's state prisoners out of here. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Nobody goes except for me. And I'm
Really?
like, what the fuck is this, dude? I thought everybody was going. Everybody's going to court, this and that. And I'm going back to Walpole. I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird. But it was a good thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm in Walpole. I'm there for like 6-7 months. I got a job in the kitchen. I'm hanging out. I'm being low key. Now, I got one of my best friends up there now, right? And I got a couple other dudes. There's a couple dudes that kind of want to get at me, but they're on the other side, you know what I mean?
So that's the C-dubs that they're...
Exactly.
Yeah, because all those
kids
new
are coming
guys,
up.
Yeah, the new kids from...
And there's one dude that really hold rank from Middleton, and he remembered me.
Yeah.
We were friends. And he's like, you guys can't do nothing with the kid.
Right.
He's already out.
Joey?
No, Zach.
Okay.
Good kid. Really good kid.
Yeah.
But he walked away too.
Yeah.
And he just walked away. He didn't care.
Right.
He said, I'm out of here.
Right.
And that happened. So he deaded all that, and I got a good group of guys with me, you know what I mean? So then they come to me with parole, dude. I'm like, yeah, right. Let's see how this is going down, right? They give me parole with a bracelet to Boston pre-release. Now I'm at Boston pre-release on the bracelet. I'm working at Chipotle's. I'm in Boston. I'm loving life up there. This is a nice place to be, right? Especially on parole.
Yeah.
So I finished that parole. Now I go out on the street. I'm only on the street for 2 months, Matty.
Right.
Now my another trafficking case. I'm going to my next bid now. All right. I'm going to tell you all about this one. This one's great. So I go to my next bid. So I catch trafficking charge. I'm in Barnstable for like a month. I'm dying because I'm on so much fentanyl drugs because I'm getting high as a motherfucker out there. You know what I mean?
So you kicked the drugs when you went into Barnstable?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
They ain't giving you nothing at this point.
Right, dude,
but now they are.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm dying. 30 days, don't feel good. It sucks. So I'm there for like probably 6 months a year. There's nothing really going on in that place. That place, it's just a cakewalk.
Right.
There's nothing going on. I got a store. I got the poker table, and I just get it because I go there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have to take it from anybody. It's just there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not really a jail. It's like a...
It's like a county. It's like a fucking whole county.
It sucks, dude. You know what I mean? But we out 4 hours a day. But now they got the tablet, so it's not as bad. You know what I mean? You can talk on the phone. That was a big thing in the cell. Getting pictures, videos. Dude, so now they got so many movies on there. You got the TV in your cell now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And now it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having
so
that
explain what it's like just from doing time before tablets to doing time after tablets, just how different
God, it's like a godsend, dude, because you're in your cell 20 hours a day, pulling your hair out, walking back and forth, doing nothing. You're staring at the wall, you're doing push-ups, you're doing this and that. Then once you get that tablet, you got so many options.
Yep.
You're talking on the phone. You got movies. You got emails. It's like a text message now.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth.
Yep.
You got so much music you don't know what to do with. Before, all we had was a radio.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we'd watch TV from the cell
Yep.
with the radio because it goes through the frequency. It's crazy. You know what I mean? It sucked. So now you're only out 4 hours a day in that place, no matter where you go. Well, except for the kitchen.
Right.
But on pre-trial, you can't. So I get out of there. I'm like, word. Back to Walpole, right? Walpole's great at the time. I get in the kitchen. I'm hanging out. I'm making moves, this and that. Then, where do they send me?
Just the food from Barnstable to Walpole is a good hit. Just going up there and being able to eat the state food rather than the county jump off. Ugh.
The food is crazy, especially in Walpole. They give you whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And we're eating in our cells, and they're still giving us everything. They're bringing extra stuff. Now they got 3 TVs on the wall on the backside. So you can see any TV from any cell now, dude.
Really?
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. You know what I
you
mean?
eat in your cells?
Yeah, we were eating in the cells now.
What?
They were bringing it right there because of COVID and everything.
Oh,
and
shit.
COVID's done, not done, but it's still here and there. You know what I mean? So now when COVID hits, it's kind of a different atmosphere. You got to wear the mask. You got to only have a couple hours rec, but you got to eat in your cell, this, that, and the third, because they don't want you to go to the chow hall. Which the chow hall is great there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that are going on. A lot of moves are being made. Things are being passed. Fights are happening.
Yeah.
Those
it's
are
a legendary chow hall, too. I mean, you got the history in there, bro.
Bro, it's just like a weird aura, right?
Yeah.
It's just it's weird, dude. You just feel like you're in prison.
Bro, this is the thing about the Max and Walpole, right? The difference for me felt like soulless, like I wasn't a human anymore. They took my humanity. It's like that place is literally built to take away your identity, to take away your individuality, to take away your feeling of your semblance of peace in your mind. You know what I mean? They have it built to a science, and I really believe that they do that on purpose to keep your motherfucker down.
They crush you.
Yeah.
You're not you when you go there. I wasn't
Yeah.
me.
They keep that boot on your neck.
Yeah.
And that's what really ends up happening is you get the phenomenon like shit with me where you have like out here, I could be a normal human being, bro. But you put me in there and you put my back against the wall and it turns me into something I don't know. You know, I'm not unless you make me. You know what I mean?
You have
But,
to be that person. You gotta have a thick skin and you gotta put that armor on.
Right.
You know
some
what I mean?
people are just gonna survive and some people just are not. You know what I mean?
There's exactly. You know what I mean? So Walpole's good. Everything's going good there, making money, this, that, the third. Then they're like, all right, you're going to Concord Farm. Listen to this one. This one's great. So now I got the biggest store in the place. I got so much food. The mice are crazy now.
Right.
Oh my God, they're eating everything. It's disgusting, right? The mice are all over the place, right?
Yeah.
They're climbing walls. It's nuts. So now I got the biggest store. I got the poker table, and I'm on the minimum side. You know what I mean? Everything's going good. I'm like, no, I don't want to go nowhere. But I'm going to was I going to Palmville? I was going to Concord Farm. My boys are there. I'm like, cool. I'm going to Concord Farm. Let's go. Now the night before. Right? They give you a urine. So they come. I just throw water in. I'm dirty as fuck. You know what I mean? I've been getting high the whole time in Walpole, loving life. Going from Barnstable to Walpole, it's like a breath of fresh air. You're like you're on your street now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like party time.
Yeah.
Let's go. And there's so much shit going on. And I don't know. The Cape always holds rank and stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? We always have things going on. It's weird. So I got like 4 or 5 of us up there, good dudes, you know what I mean? So everything's going good. So they want to take me to Concord Farm. Water in the cup, the whole deal. Boom. Now, the next morning, no, that night, I go to a video visit, bro. Now I got everything packed. I'm packing everything. Got my food out. What I'm giving to certain people. Now I got a tattoo gun, right? I don't even tattoo, but I got it because I'm holding. I got everything. You know what I mean? No
What's
matter.
the tattoo gun made out of? Was it a fan motor?
No, this was actually made out of. They broke something out of the computer.
Okay, the computer motor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's
one.
the good motor.
Bro.
Tiny.
That thing's nasty, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I got it for everybody that's coming through because I got mad tats for free since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a lot. So I hold the tattoo gun. The kid, actually, I got this, Maddie, through the bars, bro. Sitting on lockdown.
You got
right?
MOB. That's funny.
No,
My
this one I had. Yeah. But everything else, the Benjamin, all this, right?
Yeah.
Through the bars, sitting like this.
Yeah.
You know how that window is? Word, the cop's right there. I'm on the flats, kid, doing this because I'm a runner, right? And I'm just sitting there like this. It was nasty. And this is he did good on this. This kid was good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Yeah, that shit's dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a good one. Through the bars, so dude, it's a good place there. You know what I mean? Going from Barnstable to Walpole is crazy.
So was he just standing there with the gun? Or did he have a chair?
No, he's standing there the whole time. That's crazy. But the kid banged it out. The kid was nasty. He did a couple other things on me. You know what I mean? So I'm on the video visit, bro. The cop searches my cell. I got the tattoo motor just sitting under my pillow, right? So I'm like, fuck. Dudes, they lock the door because to that rec area, they got a gate, you know?
Yeah.
So they lock it, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on, right? And dudes are still out, so it's not a lockdown.
Yeah.
Dudes are coming to me like, bro, they were in your cell. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I don't even know what I got in my cell.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so much shit in there.
Yeah.
So the cop, dude, this cop should have never did this. Even the Ips were like, what the fuck?
Right.
So the Ips come and get me. They weren't even going to lug me. But I got Sobo on me. I got K2 on me. I got everything on me because I'm leaving the next day. So I got it all packaged up right in my waist. Everybody keeps things in their waist or, you know what I mean, their private area. That's how we do it. It just hangs from a string or whatever people do. People got different methods. Some people got pockets. Some just let it hang. You know what I mean? I had it just hanging in there in gloves because I'm ready to, you know what I mean? Because I'm going.
I always had, I think, too much shit to just put anywhere like that, so I always tucked my shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I kept my personal stash.
See,
Right
I was always just had it on me. I should have never. I should have, you know what I mean, right to it. Because I'm going the next day, Matty. I should have just done it. But, so now I'm getting lugged. They lug me. Now, they're putting everybody in the DDU, I believe, now at this time, right? So, that's the hole now. So, I'm in there. I got my boy next to me. We're getting high. We're chilling. He has a bunch of solo. So, then they send me back to the Mac side. They're like, listen, you're going to fucking Concord. I'm like, word. Concord's great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Then, that morning, no, you're going to Shirley. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. Shirley sucks.
That's the worst hit.
Worst hit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I get to Shirley. Now I'm on a whole different bit. This is like, I want to just get through things and hang out. You know what I mean? But I get to Shirley. I got all my boys there. So now I got to be involved in everything. I'm always in something, doing something, dirty errands. Now they got the MAP program. So it's so much different than my last bit because nobody has to worry about being sick. They don't have to worry about what they're going to do.
Spending money.
Their family don't have to spend bread. Everybody's got shit now.
Right.
Last bit, a lot of people didn't have what they had this bit. Yeah. Everybody's got sneakers on. Everybody got good sweatsuits. You know what I mean? It's actually crazy.
But they are spending money on
listen,
Deuce,
I got to...
The Deuce is worse.
Let me get into this. Now, the Deuce is worse than any drug I've ever seen. People will literally walk around barefooted for this stuff. It's nuts.
It's like crack. Worse than crack.
Worse than crack. It's paper crack. That's what they call it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I get into, you know what I mean, hustling that, selling that. And everything's going pretty good there. Like, I'm there for, like, probably 2 years. I got a good celly from the Cape. Shout out to Mikey McLean. Okay. You know what I mean? Gotta say it. So, then everything is going good. You know what I mean? Then they want to send me down to Pontville now.
Damn, Pontville's a good hit, though.
Awesome hit. Yeah. I'm like, but I got things going on, Matty. You never want to leave when you're in the thick of it. Yeah. You know how it is. So I got things going on. I don't want to go to Pontville. And I got one of the biggest Deuce dudes is my best friend now. Yeah. It's crazy. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? My boy.
He's a good motherfucker.
Word.
And he hit me up on Facebook
Did he?
recently. Yeah. His family's probably sent
it's his sister. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where's he at?
He's in the Max.
Is he?
Max, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think that's what he said.
All right. I'm gonna have to look into that. Tonight.
Yeah.
Because that's my boy, bro. Yeah. He hands down. He had it going on.
Bro, he got into a good fight before I left this.
Oh, he did?
Him and this kid, big, light-skinned, like, black dude. Yeah. But he's big as shit. And he's like one of them guys that, like, he looks like he's on steroids while he's in prison. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he's jacked.
2 pull-ups and he's jacked.
Yeah, but he's big, though. His arms are longer than mine. Like, he's a tall dude, bro. Big as shit. Like, I look up to him like that. You know? Like, physically, not like mentally.
Never that.
So this dude, he got wise with his mouth. Dude, all rights. Didn't even do it. Just boom, knocked him out. Kid got up, boom, knocked him out. Every time.
That's my boy.
Every time kid got up, boom, knock him out. Boom. And the dude gave him respect, too, because, like, he knew, like, yo, that boy can fight.
He can. Even on the street, people say he's about something.
Yeah, you know and he doesn't look like
bro, not at all. This kid is awesome. Love that kid to death. When he left, I was like, I want to leave now. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So I go down to Pontville. Well, so I get in a couple cell fights, you know what I mean, over people not wanting to pay for the Deuce. And I'm like, dude, you guys gotta step up. I don't smoke Deuce. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm on the MAP program, I'm doing my thing, but I do not tolerate you're not paying me. Right. It's not happening.
The thing is with Deuce is you can't cuff nothing.
Nothing.
It's like cuffing someone crack. And crackhead crack. As soon as that crack's gone, they're not going to pay for that crack. They need more. They're going to go get some more. And whatever money they have, they're going to buy it from someone else with that money. Yep. And they're never going to try to talk to you again. They don't care if you're the last guy on earth with the crack.
They look at you that like they don't owe you. Yeah. It's crazy. So I'm like, dude, 3 good cell fights, you know what I mean? Yeah. Banging them around. Because they're stronger to the gills, you know what I mean? Right. So, and so those are all good. I got a good one. So
Yeah, talk
the
about it.
kid is scared to death. I'm like, bro, I'm killing you tonight, bro. And I'm not doing it on the floor, bro. I'm like, you're coming in here one way or another. So I got like two of my boys on the thing, and they're like talking to him, and they're like, yo, come on, let's smoke this wheels. So I'm like, word. I'm like, I'm getting right in this motherfucker now. I'm like, this kid is not. He's not smoking this deuce either.
Right.
I don't even want him to get high because that's how bad I want him. So soon as they go in there, I follow him in there, and he could feel it. Right, he felt me coming behind him, and he turns around, and it was like, boom, gone. Right, all over the cell. He doesn't even try. I just tangle them all up, all over the cell. Right, and then I'm out of there. Right, I'm like, word, see you later. So that was a good one for, you know what I mean, one of my cell fights. For Deuce, these dudes do not want to pay, and it's horrible because they're giving a lot of people a bad name, especially the white dudes, and it's sad. It's sad how you see people, and I just don't like it. I don't want to see it. It's horrible. You know what I mean?
Who in the medium, right? What are the gang politics like in the medium?
There's really no politics.
Well, I think the thing is people don't realize just how deep politics runs. So there's politics just from what you said already. So you go in, you got your Cape friends, you know what I mean, which is my homeboys too. But so you got your homeboys, you got people, the white dudes, Deuce. Politics, it's all these factors, right?
Yeah.
How you balance all these factors.
It is.
The wants and needs of your homeboys. How you're gonna move, hustle in the
I see what you're saying.
And balancing that with the homeboys. All this stuff is politics. You politicking with people to make shit move smoothly on the block is politics.
So it's not like a deep thing, but a lot of dudes are trying to like politic, and they have no say in things. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to even try to step on somebody's toes, you know what I mean, with little things. So you're right about that, you know what I mean? And I'm not really thinking about that type of politics.
I think like the main, I heard it was the Kings that were the dominant gang down there, but
Bloods,
okay.
Bloods are definitely the dominant gang down there. It goes in spurts. If there's a solid leader, then they're holding rank. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that dude's gone, and one kid that's from the Cape, that's a Blood. When he was there, it was like a soldier. So I was like, Jesus Christ, this kid gets it in. You know what I mean? You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Payne. Black kid from Hayes. Been upstate for a long time.
I probably know him.
You probably come across him.
This the craziest thing is that in Massachusetts now, the Bloods are explosion, bro. The Bloods they're the dominant gang in the max. So now you're saying they're the dominant gang in the medium. I know they're pushing into all these other mediums for sure, because when I was in Old Colony, they were there.
How were they doing it over there? They were getting it in.
See, in Old Colony was more of a six camp. There was only a small amount of them.
When I was there, that's how it was too. You know what I mean? There was a lot of GDs and stuff like that.
The Crips,
you know what I mean? The Crips were really running things over there, but I was only there a short time.
They put 2 Bloods or 3 Bloods that were like big heavy hitters over on. And then, what's the last one? Right? D1. It was D2. So it was D2 that was...
Because it goes backwards, right? Because A1 is where all the bugs are at the end. Exactly. All right, so you're right. It goes D1, D2, and all the way... DAWs.
And then OU.
They call it DAWs 1, DAWs 2, and then they go down, right?
Those are the solid blocks.
That's the solid blocks. You go into DAWs 1, DAWs 2, they're doing stuff. You know what I mean? So you're right. They do hold rank over there, too. But I'm in the politics, and I'm not even thinking I'm in the politics, because I got the store, I got things going on. And
everybody's involved in the politics.
It is, and you don't even think about it.
No, you don't.
You don't.
That's what people don't realize. That's why I mentioned it, because you don't realize there's a balance to everything, and this is all politics. You being aggressive is politics. You're politicking for yourself. You know what I mean? Because what you're doing is you're setting it up for people to respect you and fear you, and then your word carries more weight when it's time to use it. So you're politicking no matter what you're doing. I feel like in prison is all politicking somehow. You know what I mean? And
I'm definitely never backing down, especially in Shirley. We got a good group of dudes there that I was with. You know what I'm saying? So even from the Cape and other places, because I didn't even really talk to the main dude. He came to me because he seen how I would move. Because there's some people from the Cape that are fucked up, and I didn't kick it with those dudes. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, what? You know what I mean? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Listen, bro, I just don't fuck with those dudes because I, you know what I mean? Because I already had the bad experience, bro. So things were different this whole time. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was really falling back with the gang shit, but I was in other things because that's how I should have been the first time. You know what I mean? Because I know my mentality is to do things right. Always. Even on the street, I try to do things right. I've been selling drugs my whole life. You know what I mean? Getting in trouble and shit like that. So
go up there. My fault. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Were you up there when that cop got smashed out with the weight?
Yeah.
So there
all right. No, I wasn't in the unit, but I was there. So I'm in CRA. I'm trying to like get through this program because you're getting parole after this.
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It's a lot. So the cop gets smashed with a weight. This cop is a major dickhead, bro. Listen, one day I seen this cop like talk shit to a kid the whole length from meds to the last unit, and it's got to be, I don't know, 100 yards or more, right? And he's just yapping the whole time talking. I'm like, how is this dude talking shit and not getting smashed right now? But then he goes into the unit, and then a couple of his other boys were drinking, so they got on him talking shit, this and that. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? What is he doing, bro? So he's a major dickhead. Now, this dude wanted to get out of the camp anyways. He hated the fucking place. He was like a transfer from somewhere else. And he was like, listen, I'm smashing something. He was supposed to smash somebody else.
Okay.
Because there was another cop that was a rec cop that had fucked with him the week before. And people think about these things, folks. If there's you think a minor thing on the street, you think about that every single day. You bump into me, you step on my sneakers, it's a respect thing. There's big respect in prison.
Yo, fact, bro.
Somebody sneezes, even if you don't like them, the whole unit turns around and says, God bless you. It doesn't matter. It's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Respecting is big in prison. You know what I mean? And if you don't have it, you're in the gutter. Pretty much. So
you'll get smashed out. You'll have it.
You'll have it.
You'll get it.
Something's gonna happen eventually. So now everything's going crazy because the kid wants to get out of there so bad. He goes to the gym. Now that cop's not there. This other cop is. Everybody's like, dude, do it. Just fucking smash him with whatever you got. So we still had weights there at the time. He grabs the thing and just opens them up. The guy's mentally challenged now. Sorry to say, but. He's gone. He's lost his mind. He's in a drool cup right now.
The dude who got smashed out?
Yeah, the cop. Yeah, the cop's gone.
Evidence and witnesses describe Booth unscrewing the barbell from a weightlifting machine, hiding the metal pole as he walked up to Officer Matthew Tidman and then hitting him repeatedly.
Because, like, you see him going a little, like,
the cameras
cut.
Are,
He went in a little cut, like, he waited for the cop to walk into the cut.
And
then you can see him going in, just, boom, you see the swing, like, bro.
I had a few boys tell me about it, and this dude just would not stop.
To Leahy Hospital, where he was in the ICU. Today,
stop. Because he was going to kill him. He said, I want to kill him. I want to get out of this county. He doesn't care. Because a lot of, well, not county, but, you know what I mean, state prison. Other state prisons are more serious than us, but we get it in. We definitely get in 100%. You know what I mean? So he wanted out of here. He got out of there. 100%. He got out of there. He murdered this dude. This dude was leaking. Now,
did he end up going to DDU?
Yeah, he was in DDU for at least 6 months before he got shipped out.
Okay.
So he was, DDU 6 months, shipped out.
He lucked out then, too, because them cops would probably kill him over there at some point.
A lot of the cops, like, were wearing shirts for him and everything. He wore these, like, glasses like he was the Hulk, right? So now all the cops are wearing these glasses. It's like, it's crazy. It's like freedom for the kid or whatever. You know what I mean? So now he's out of there. We're on lockdown for, like, I don't know, it has to be 3 weeks. We're only coming out an hour a day. They're really trying to punish us for this dude. But it's the cop's fault.
Right.
It's his fault. He shouldn't have been a dickhead. And he would have never had that shit happen. Everything's locked down for 3 to 4 weeks. Now, the K2 is so bad. they're locking us down, Maddie, every time somebody apps out. We got 10 apps a day. You're locked down 10 different times a day. You can't even get shit done. You can't make a meal. You can't fucking go to the shower. You got everything messed up for you now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lucky there's the tablets and everything like that. You know what I mean? Dude, I had a tablet that wouldn't even call out, so I'm heated because I got to use the regular phone now. You know what I mean? But we had a phone. The white guys had a phone in that unit. It's politics with that, so I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
We all got certain phones. Blood's got this phone, Six got this phone, and white guys got this phone. But white guys from certain areas got different phones. You know what I mean? Western Mass got different phones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's weird. So, but we white guys had like 3 phones anyway in that unit that I was in. I was in at that time. What was I in? B2. I was in B2 at the time, and that was a good unit. I had a good group of dudes. Things were going on. So now I get parole. I'm not thinking I'm getting parole. I'm like, whatever, let's do it. Boom, they give me parole. Every stipulation under the book. I got my bracelet, all that. Now I'm in a program in Boston. Things are going good, and now we're here.
Word, kid. That sounds good, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you for showing up today, man. Is there anything like to kind of cap your story off? Like, what's the lesson in your story?
All right, my story, definitely don't get into something that looks good until you map it out. Because I got in too quick with something, and it hindered my bid up there for a little bit. Because I could have been doing way different shit for the whole 6-7 months I was messing with these dudes. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot better dudes that I hung out with that liked me, that wanted me around. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I could have just been doing totally different things. I could have been enjoying prison the way you should. You know what I mean? You gotta have fun. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean, to get by. I always try to make the best of it in there. And that's one main story. Don't get into something that ain't with you.
Facts, bro.
Word.
Sounds good, my dude.
All right.
I appreciate you for showing up today. It's
No
been a
bullshit.
great episode, man.
I tried.
If you guys want, you can please join the W Number Podcast for $2.99 a month. You can support something great.
$2. Get into it. Come on, guys.
Bro.
What?
$2.
Let's do it.
And you get access to exclusive videos, bro. Like, I'm talking about good videos that like documentaries on Southie, fucking videos, exclusive interviews, exclusive shorts, exclusive posts, just exclusive pictures. You got everything, man. And I put a lot of effort and work into this channel. I'm grinding. There's plenty more where this came from. I appreciate everybody for showing up today. Please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, please hit the comment and share that shit, man. Appreciate everybody, man. W Number out.
It's they do try. You guys try to one up each other every time. You know what I mean?
I don't try to one up him.
He does.
Like, he tries to one up me.
True that. But you stay with him, so you definitely stay with him.